3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again.
You know that I just wanna show you just how much you mean to me.
The end we start from. Do you think there's anything better than watching your favourite book come to life on screen? Not in our opinion. Some of the biggest streaming platforms are releasing adaptations of some fantastic novels this year, and here's one you won't want to miss, even though it's true that getting the casting and storytelling right is no mean feat. The upcoming film adaptation of Megan Hunter's The End We Start From not only has a great story, but also a stellar cast. The BBC has assembled an impressive cast to portray this ecological thriller, including the likes of Jodie Comer, Benedict Cumberbatch, Mark Strachan, and Catherine Waterston. From what I can gather from the synopsis, a young family is torn apart when environmental disaster causes London to be flooded. In this personal and poetic depiction of family survival and hope, a woman and her newborn try to find their way home, highlighting the startling, profound novelty of motherhood. Mahalia Below's previous work includes only shorts and television, so the fact that she was able to direct a feature film with such a high level of difficulty speaks volumes about her abilities. The British director was successful in recruiting Jodie Comer, Benedict Cumberbatch, Mark Strachan, and Catherine Waterston. Initiated production back in May of 22. With Cumberbatch serving as a producer. The End We Start From, by Alice Birch, who also wrote Lady Macbeth, is a prized acquisition because of its powerful themes of motherhood, resilience and optimism. We can only hope that it's on par with other works in the same vein as The Road and Children of Men. The premise: a mother and her newborn child try to get back to safety after being separated by the environmental crisis that has flooded London. A gala premiere is expected to take place in Toronto, and we anticipate that it will also screen at Telluride and the London BFI. Check out what others have said. Financial Times, extraordinary. The End We Start From is reminiscent of Cormac McCarthy's The Road in that it shares the same narrative detachment and the same precise poetry. It is of course told from the perspective of a mother rather than a father, and is set in a world that is only beginning to fall into chaos. And in the midst of it all, each parent cradles their child, enchanted by their breathing. Sometimes he sleeps so quietly it seems that he has gone. Megan Hunter's remarkable debut novel feels like the other half of the story.
The Guardian. The End We Start From is an effective, unusual, and ambitious debut which keeps the reader pinned to the page.
The Independent, strange and haunting. This isn't a novel in which exposition is a problem. It's more Virginia Woolf's Cli-Fi. Good news then that film rights have already been snapped up by Benedict Cumberbatch's production company SunnyMarch and Hera Pictures. Let's just hope they do it justice. The dystopian elements are the easy sell. The beating heart of this tender and tremendous story is without doubt Hunter's portrait of early motherhood, an all-encompassing world of its own.
The Observer. Megan Hunter uses words sparingly. In her startlingly poetic debut, The End We Start From, she even rations her letters. She calls her characters R and Z, and each paragraph is only a sentence or two long. Hunter tangles the delight and disorientation of new motherhood with scenes of societal collapse. As everything seems to be ending, as London floods, a new life begins, hot and pink and hungry. Hunter writes with delicacy and precision. Her imagery is pearlescent in places. It's a sliver of a novel, but it shimmers.
Tracy Chevalier. The End We Start From is strange and powerful, and very apt for these uncertain times. I was moved, terrified, uplifted, sometimes all three at once. It takes skill to manage that, and Hunter has a poet's understanding of how to make each word count.
Emily St. John Mandel. The End We Start From is a beautifully spare, haunting meditation on the persistence of life after catastrophe. I loved it.
We have planned a water birth, with whale music, and hypnotism, and perhaps even an orgasm. My usual cynicism has been chased away by the fear of pain, of losing control, of all things bloody and stretching. The moment of birth looms ahead of me like the loss of my virginity did, as death does. The inevitable, tucked and waiting out there somewhere. Once, when I was about 8, I looked at a telegraph pole as hard as I could. I made a mind photo, urged myself to remember it that night. When I did, the rest of the day seemed like it had never happened. I terrified myself that I would do this at the moment of death, that I could trick my whole life away. When I was a child, I thought I had been chosen for our times. The ending times. The creeping times.
Fancy fucking lawyer in your fancy fucking pink shirt, eh?
Like, my most recent crush is an animation, and it's Shrek when he turns human. Oh. You know when he turns human? You know when he turns human?